Bayang Sumisinta kay Maria, the day of the simultaneous consecration of as many Catholic people as possible to the Immaculate Heart of Mary on June the 8th, the second Saturday of June. The CBCP has asked that in every cathedral, in every parish church, in all the churches and chapels connected with the Catholic Church, really, that as many Catholics, or many of the faithful as possible, should gather to make a simultaneous consecration to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Consecrating, that is, entrusting our people and our country, not just Catholics, but one people, all our people, and all our country, entrusting it to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The Mass will begin at 10 o'clock, June the 8th, Saturday. So, if I forget to do so, we would hope, I'm sure Archbishop Arguelles would back this, that every single one of you present will try to make as many people informed about this renewal, really, of consecration to the Immaculate Heart, and that you make sure that you can get as many people as possible in the cathedral or parish church or in your school community or whatever it is, that you make it a personal apostolate, that as many millions of Filipinos be on their knees on June the 8th, and that all of us offer our people and our country to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, always together, no? And that this be the first really great event of the Year of Faith. Okay? So, this poster and the little booklet that has been prepared to go with this poster, to go with this event, a booklet called Bayang Sumisinta kay Maria. They are available, and as you know, we cannot give it to everybody, but at least to communities and to parishes, no? And then maybe later on they can be made available through CBCP and through Bahay Maria, maybe at some cost, because it's a rather expensive little booklet. So that's the first one. The Filipinos' love for Mary. Pueblo Amante de Maria. Two of the great editors here are Mr. Louis Reyes and our great photographer Noli Amsuan, who took all the pictures here. It's a photographic album together with some rather good text of all the major Marian shrines and centers in the Philippines. We hope a second volume will come out of those shrines and places which are not included. But it's a very complete and I think very attractive because so many colored photographs of the devotion of the Filipino people to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. It's a very expensive book, but they're selling it as much as possible at a cheaper price. Magkano ba? 1,500. So that all communities, schools, parishes should have a copy of this. These are available outside. We cannot give them free because we have not yet won some kind of a lotto that will give us all the money for it. Now, my subject for this afternoon, which I thought I should not omit even though I find it a little bit difficult to speak with this tabinging mukha, no? Sabi nila, si Bernadette Zambrano had it recently. Pero maganda si Bernadette, no? Saka bata si Bernadette. Hindi ako ganon. Pagdasal na lang ninyo na gumaling ng mabilis. Hindi raw, at my age daw, will not be completely okay later, but bahala na. Anyway, there is so much material that we want to cover, and although I don't have a watch, try to speak a little bit, mga 1 hour and a little bit more lang. So this is the first presentation. How many of you have heard about this already before? That you know about this? Very, very few, huh? Very few people know about this. Anyway, as the Archbishop and Father Vic de Jesus in his very super introduction to somebody said that the bishops, the Philippine bishops, I'm told that the main one pushing this was Cardinal Vidal, who's always had a very great devotion to the two hearts, to the Immaculate Heart of Mary and the Sacred Heart of Jesus, that at this time we are trying to make sure that we renew. It's a renewal of consecration to the Immaculate Heart at this time. Why? For two things, no? Father Vic de Jesus mentioned them. Number one, it is the year of faith. We have not yet had one common activity for the whole country in this year of faith. So this will be the first one. And we are trying to get as many millions, literally millions of Filipinos to be gathered together on June the 8th at the 10 o'clock Mass, wherein they will make this consecration of our people and our country to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. It's a year of faith. Without faith, you can't believe that this is an important event. No? What can happen? That several millions of Catholics consecrate themselves, their communities, the church, the country to the Immaculate Heart. It's faith. No? As Pope Benedict, when he was Cardinal Ratzinger, said in that document on the meaning of the third secret of Fatima, one of the great messages of Fatima is that the power of prayer and intercession to the hearts of Jesus and Mary is immensely greater than the power of armies and the power of bullets. You can only believe that in faith. So that's the first thing. In the year of faith, we make this the first great act of faith that the whole Philippines will do together. No? And number two, the bishops have also made a novena of years from last year, 2012, till 2021, when we were making 9 years of preparation for the 500th anniversary of the coming of the Christian faith to our country in the year 2021. No? So this action of consecrating ourselves and our country to the Immaculate Heart is triggered as the beginning, the powerful beginning of these two great events and the new evangelization which will accompany this novena of years for thanksgiving and rededication to the Christian faith. Now, so that's what we will discuss a little bit more at length in the time to come. I just want to make a pre-note. On the 13th of May, that's next week now, hindi ba? The 13th of May, 2013, Pope Francis twice asked the Patriarch of Lisbon, Cardinal Jose Policarpo, to consecrate the papacy, his pontificate to the Immaculate Heart of Mary at Fatima. No? He asked him now as an individual, but Cardinal Policarpo asked the entire Bishops' Conference of Portugal, all of those who can come, and all together, on May the 13th, they will consecrate, they will entrust the pontificate of Pope Francis to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. And Cardinal Policarpo says, I am inviting all the bishops all over the world and all the Catholics all over the world to join Pope Francis as he consecrates his pontificate to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. No? So, it has not been given much publicity. Unfortunately, in Manila, Cardinal Tagle cannot be here because he's the main speaker in a theological conference in Kuala Lumpur. That's also election day. No? So special reason for us to go to Mass and offer the elections, as Archbishop Arguelles said, to the Immaculate Heart, that it may be a good election, and that we join Pope Francis in consecrating his pontificate to the Immaculate Heart. It's not known also, so those of you who are present, tell your parish priests, tell the priest that you know, don't forget this, no? Not that he's the first one to do this. I'm sure Pope Pius XII already consecrated his pontificate to the Immaculate Heart, and certainly John Paul II. But he's doing this as he begins, and he's telling everybody, I'm consecrating my pontificate to the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Join me. No? Again, you need faith to believe that this is an important event. But Pope Francis asks, you join me. All of you, help me consecrate my pontificate to the Immaculate Heart. I asked for the Yulito to show that EWTN video because some of the essential things, the big central things in his own spirituality, his own vision of the Christian life, he presents there. Especially this question of popular faith, popular religion. If I have time, I'll develop it. And those of you who can write good English but know Spanish well, there is a section in the famous Aparecida document that the Latin American bishops put together in the year 2007. No? There is a section, chapter 6, where they speak of spirituality, the spirituality of the people. And there is a whole section on popular religion, on popular faith. You see, what has happened is that the Western theologians want a religion that is very academic, very conceptual. And they sort of look down on the simple faith of the people. It is one of the signs that the new Pope comes from the third world, where he says, you must not look down on this faith. It is the faith of the majority of Catholics, the vast majority of Catholics in our country. The faith is popular faith. And the European theologians, the Western theologians say, no, it has to be this thing with many concepts and many distinctions that comes from scholasticism. And this Pope says, no, that's wrong. The important thing about faith, as Benedict already pointed out, is a personal relationship with God. I was going to develop this later, but just to mention it now. He says, Pope Francis, that one of the reasons why the faith has been lost in the West is because it is highly conceptual, while popular faith is a relationship faith. The ordinary people, the people in the streets, the people who go to Quiapo, the people who go to Baclaran, it's a personal relationship with Jesus and a personal relationship with Mary and St. Joseph and the saints. So it's not abstract, it's not words. So this relativism, the secularization attacks this abstract faith and the people lose it. One of our young priests just came back from Canada. He says the churches are empty. The churches are empty. He met families who have not been to Mass for 40 years, who used to go to Mass regularly. Not 40 years, but about. And he was told all this happened in 20 years. Canada became from one of the most Catholic countries in the world to a place where the Catholic Church is hated and vilified. Ireland the same way. A bishop told Cardinal Tagle, it happened in 20 years. Ireland has thousands are literally signing and saying, I'm not a Catholic, I hate the Catholic Church. No? And that's because of this very highly intellectual and conceptual faith that has been pushed to us from the West as the real faith. No, the real faith, Pope Francis says, is the one that comes from the heart. It does not need many concepts. It's a relationship between you and the people. And he says, he said that popular faith is the great religious resource of Latin America. It's because this popular faith, this popular piety, this love for our Lord and Our Lady, which is personal, not conceptual. Not that it is not important to have the conception, but that is not the faith of 95% of Catholics all over the world. So the people who have 2% of the faith are trying to dictate to those of 95 to 98% that that is the faith. Mali. Tanungin mo sa kanila, if that is the faith, why are you all losing it? Why are all the churches in Europe empty? Why are all the churches in Canada empty? Where all the theology books are being produced, where all the great theologians are writing. Wala nang naniniwala. Those people who have very conceptual faith with all the definitions do not pray anymore. I tell you, no, some beses nakit. Pumunta ako sa isang misa. May isang madre na nagtuturo ng theology, nagbabasa ng dyaryo sa misa, dito sa Manila. And as I said, there are at least 2 seminaries in Manila where they are already teaching that Jesus is not the Son of God. So this highly conceptual, this highly academic faith is not the faith of the people. This is what Bishop Francis, Cardinal Francis, Pope Francis is telling us. That's where the faith of 95 or more Catholics all over the world is. How can you say that's such an inferior faith? No? So, I'm asking us, I don't think there is a translation of the Aparecida document. I had to copy it completely from the internet, and it's magnificent. And they say this part on popular faith was written largely by Pope Francis. Okay. So, don't forget, May 13th, the consecration and entrustment of the pontificate of Pope Francis at the Fatima Shrine. Pope Benedict